ibyo wagendera kugira ngo uhitemo uwo mukundana cyangwa muzabana. So icyambere tuzaje gushaka umugore mubi.
The first thing is
gomba kureba umugore mwiza hanze,
the physical appearance. Okay.
Kavuga ngo uyu nguyu ashobora kuba Miss Murenge. Ubwiza kwanza.
Yes, the first consideration is according to their group is physical appearance. Okay.
Igihe ushaka umugore mubi ukazitinya kumusohokana mu nzu. Icya kabiri,
secondly,
ni umuntu ufite icyo akurusha mu buzima.
Someone who's who has something to offer, who is going to impact your life.
Kubera ko turavuka tukiga.
She must be faithful, ama he must be faithful to you. Si kila time mnamwambia kitu then mnakorogana kuhusu hiyo jambo, hamuelewani. So another one was character, because there is no way you can marry a drunkard man. This time seme acha nitumie hii neno japokuwa si mzuri. Hakuna vile unaweza oa msichana, how do you call, kahaba, maraya, that way. No.
A partner. And according to our group, the first factor to consider is the character. And in that character, we are able to give the examples. Like the first one, God-fearing, a person who respects God. The second one, a humble person, understandable, an open person, and a honesty person. And the second one, we discussed about the background. Like you want to know the person, unamuuliza kama alikuwa kitambo anavuta bangi na
I need your representative, na wewe unafaa kuwa hapa pia. Come on, ladies. Ladies, mnaniangusha bana, mnaniangusha. Lillian, you are falling me down. This is bad. How? Ni sawa tu. It's a democratic world. People say 50-50, and when you say 50-50, it's not democratic. It's something you have demanded from someone. So democracy ni wao wameamua. Sawa? Wameamua, si ndio? Ama kuna mwenye umechagua akakataa? Tumjue. Hakuna, ni sawa. So due to the interest of time, nataka kwa group hivi, nyinyi kujeni hapa. From Kega to this. Kujeni hivi. Hivi. No, from Janti, this way, wengine wakaya hapo. From Janti kaeni hapo. Hapo, hivyo. Keve mkaya hapo nyuma. Si kukaa, kusimama, sorry. Hata mnaweza chukua viti mkae. So this group shall present as watatuambia kuhusu question 1. Sawa. Each group ita present watatuambia amesema nini about question 1, and if anyone has a question, they are going to answer. If they are not able to answer, maybe our panelists here will have something to say about them. Then we go to these guys here who are going to present us with the solutions they have about the second question. Tuko sawa na hiyo? Yeah, because of time, hatuwezi present all questions at once. So we start with question 1.
Okay, thank you. My name is Dan, or Danny. So I was in group A, and hizi nizo solution zetu. The question was factors to consider when choosing a partner. So our first reason was faithful. She must be faithful, ama he must be faithful to you. Si kila time mnamwambia kitu then mnakorogana kuhusu hiyo jambo, hamuelewani. So another one was character. Because there is no way you can marry a drunkard man. This time seme acha nitumie hii neno japokuwa si mzuri. Hakuna vile unaweza oa msichana, how do you call, kahaba, maraya, that way. No. So sorry kwa kutumia hiyo neno. But it's good to consider characters. Okay? Another one is physical appearance. Obvious, huwezi oa mtu hakuna sura personal. So you have to consider physical appearance. Another one was clan. Clan, a family or tribe. According to our culture, our generations, our beliefs, if I'm msinzira, yes, hakuna vile nitaoa msinzira mwenzangu, unaona? So kulingana na venye tumekuwa tukiambiwa, it's also good to consider tribes or clans. Another one is beliefs, a religion. It's also good to consider beliefs because hakuna venye ni Christians, they marry a Muslim girl. Hamtaelewana kwa hiyo nyumba. Oh yes, when you are going to pray, anaenda kusali. So it will be hard to communicate. Another one is goals. According to our guests, they said they are going ahead of their purpose. Ama wabahuje goals zao. So you have to look for someone who will help you in future. If you are, you can preach, then your wife is just a drunkard wife. He is not. He cannot even able to stand to preach like you. So hakuna kwenye mnaenda. Obvious, you're not going anywhere. But ukipata mtu mnaelewana kwa nyumba, unaweza ambia fanya hivi afanye hivi. So it's good to have someone who has same purpose, same goals, and same plans like you. Thank you.
Yeah, we go on to the next.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. My name is Joyce, and I would like to discuss the question that says that or the fact to consider while choosing a partner. And according to our group, the first factor to consider is the character. And in that character, we are able to give the examples. Like the first one, God-fearing, a person who respects God. The second one, a humble person, understandable, an open person, and a honesty person. And the second one, we discussed about the background. Like you want to know the person, unamuuliza kama alikuwa kitambo anavuta bangi na anakuambia like mkiingia kwa relationship au mtaelewana. And the third one, we discussed about the wealthy, but wealthy it's our nowadays. But if you see the back, zamani uko kitambo, wazazi hawakuwa na consider kama wewe uko na mali ama huna. But nowadays, that's the fact. You know, tuna consider, oh, I want to marry a person who is in USA. Oh, I want to marry a person, kubera kwa fitabi wabo hanzi. I want to marry a person because after kazikeza. That's for nowadays. But kitambo wako wana consider yo. Thanks for that.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah. Nje ndavuga mu Kinyamurenge ngira ngo murabasobanurira batakizi. Yeah, twe twabonye ko cyangwa mvuge mu
Sorry, I have a question to that lady. Yeah, as the audience now. The last thing you talked about, ni finance ama ni kitu kama hiyo? Wealth. Yeah, so are you encouraging that as something to consider, or you are discouraging it?
I'm discouraging that.
Or you are discouraging?
Yes.
Okay.
okay ubwo bafite uko bazabigenza.
Yeah, you should, if you have a question about it, just write it down, it's fine.
Ibyo wagendera kugira ngo uhitemo uwo mukundana cyangwa muzabana. So icyambere tuzaje gushaka umugore mubi.
The first thing is
gomba kureba umugore mwiza hanze,
the physical appearance. Okay,
kavuga ngo uyu nguyu ashobora kuba Miss Murenge. Yeah, ubwiza kwanza.
Yes, the first consideration is according to their group is physical appearance. Okay.
Igihe ushaka umugore mubi ukazitinya kumusohokana mu nzu. Icya kabiri,
secondly,
ni umuntu ufite icyo akurusha mu buzima.
Someone who's who has something to offer, who is going to impact your life.
Kubera ko turavuka tukiga tugashaka ibintu n'ibindi, so tiwaje guhitamo umuntu munganya amasomo cyangwa munganya ubushobozi, mwese ni mu murima cyangwa umwe yorora ingurube n'undi akaragira ihene, ntizokunda. Wo ntabwo waba umuryango. So ugomba gushaka umuntu kurusha byibuzeho level. Zozo umugore nataka igitenge ukimuhe. Aho ngaho ubwo bushobozi muraza kubwisobanurira mwenyine. Tiwaje gushaka umuntu munganya ubushobozi. Wamuvuga gusa ngo urana aramukunze gusura umuhungu, ibyo tuzarya Imana niyibizi, ntabwo biba. Yata nawe nti wo mushaka. Icya gatatu, umuntu muhuza ibitekerezo, inama mu rugo. Kanje maze igihe nshatse imyaka iri kuba nk'itanu.
So the third one is someone who is like who understands you, and you sit down and you give one another advices.
Nigeze kubivugaho, urugo ni ikintu kinini gikomeye.
So marriage is a very huge thing.
Ni nk'irindi juru cyangwa iyindi subugiyemo.
It's like another world.
Tandukanye niyo wabaga mukiri umusingo. So hari ibyo mugenda mugeraho muri famiye, uzi kubona nk'amafaranga tuvuga ubu nyine mbonye amafaranga $1,000 ubu nyine, siko hari uwo cica nabi akamaje kuryosha akagura inkweto akagura imyenda cya $1,000 kigashira. Ariko iyo ufite umugore mwiza mujyana inama mugahuza ibitekerezo, aza kubwira ngo ahubwo iki $1,000 nticogura akagare agakinga ko kuzajya kajya kuzana ibijumba twahinzira mu murima kakabishitsa mu rugo tukajya no kubigurisha. Aho ngaho baguhaye igitekerezo cyiza. Ndumva ugomba gushaka umugore muhuza ibitekerezo, apana gutya wewe wayafata ngo ndarya 500 ndajyana mu kabari nawe urasigarana 200 umugore ga tibikabeho. Icyo cyari cya gatatu, kureba umuryango, family. Twebwe abamambure abanyamurenge dukunda ni nabyo byiza. Hari nk'igihe ubu ngubu vision turimo uzuja gushaka ukamaho gusa unje ngo nakunze umukobwa cyangwa nakunze umuhungu, ntibibaho. Ugomba kubanza kubaza uriya muryango ngiye gushakamo basekuruza basekuru na se bitwara gute, siko se bitwara gute. Bamara kubwira ngo uriya muryango, hari imiryango imwe yitwara nabi ndi mubizi, ukamusanga so unashatse umugore, namara gushaka umugore papa ari kuza nko gutereta umugore wanje babaho, siko ukaza gutereta umukazana kandi umugore ari uwanje so wa papa. Rero iyo ntuza iyo miryango ugomba kubariza batazakubwira ngo uriya muryango ngo bazabaje gutereta ngo bakaza uriya mugabo azatereta nawe nubashaka mu so ukazaza zamugire. Ni bibi rero muzaza mubanza mu.
Yes, so the next point was doing a thorough research on the background of your partner. That's what he's talking about. I think
icyanyuma nibyo gushaka umunyamahanga cyangwa mudahuje ubwoko. Ariko kandi ni cyanyu twe twahisiga dukomerezaho. Kubera ko
Yeah, thank you so much. Tumpige makofi.
Asante, my name is Kega Janti. Tumediscuss kuhusu hii point ya factor to consider when choosing a partner. Tumesema tumepata point mbili. Ya kwanza was character, ni kitu tumediscuss. Unafaa kuwa mtu mwenye akona kitu ya kwanza hapo kwa character, naweza sema same mindset as you, kuwe na mindset kama yako, azini muelewane kuhusu issues na other things at the house. And then second one was someone who matches your goals. Goals zako, unafaa kuwa mtu mwenye ana match goals zako, yani mtu mwenye anakuelewa. And then tulikuwa tumediscuss tukasema kama uko na wewe ni musician ama wewe ni another thing, unafaa kuwa mtu mwenye ako na idea kuhusu hizo goals zako, mwenye atakusupport, mwenye atakupea idea mkidiscuss on something, mtu mwenye atakusaidia yani. Hizo vitu discuss. Another thing tulikuwa tumediscuss kuhusu hiyo, but sasa mpea wengine. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I want you guys to talk about some things maybe you got from there, you would like to comment about them. Question one before we move to the next question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because of time, we just go quickly. So I would like to clap for them. Kindly, you can clap for them. So as I said, we are not sitting here because we are like perfect in a relationship. We're also learning, you know. So, but God ametupea this favor to speak to you, which we thank God for that. Now, there is no the wrong answer in what they are saying. You know, there is no the right answer and wrong answer in this question. It all depends on what you want as a person. So that's why kile mbinyo wamesema yote ni ukweli. So I will not comment on what they said because I believe it's true. I will just add on something on what they just say. So when you are choosing a partner, as I said, you know, in the Bible we have in Hebrew and Greek, I think we have more than 4 different kind of love. So we have eros, we have agape, and phileos. So eros is, I think it's eros. Sorry. Eros is the sexual attraction, you know, sexual attraction to someone. You know, it's more like crush yenye unakuanga na msee. So that's not the love that we are talking about, because when you marry for eros, when you look for eros for you to marry, that's a very wrong reason for marriage, you know, because eros change. You know, wanaume tunakuanga mafisi. So when eros is the basic of your love, then utaona mademo wengine na eros itakuja. Mnaelewa? So eros is just there. It's driven by lust. Ni kitu yenye God ametuweka. It's not a bad thing, you see. It's just the way we control it, you know, the way we control it. And we have this agape, you know, and most of the time we don't marry because we fall in love. Ati nimefall in love with this girl. Because kama kuna kufall in, then kuna kufall out, then utafall in. That's why my boys anafall in love, anakutafuta, akikupata hivi hataki hata kukuona. Have you seen it? My boys wanajua, men, even girls, you know, because the motive behind what we are chasing, because love is not the foundation for relationship. I believe love inakam already watu wakiwa pamoja. So love sio yenye inatusukumia kukua in a relationship. So just to add. So as I said, vile wote wamesema. First of all, a spiritual matter, a spiritual thing, or spiritual, I don't know how to put it, but the spirituality, say it matters a lot, and the mental part, because having an attraction physically itakuwa easy when mentally nimekuwa accept. So it will be very easy when mentally and spiritually all the two things already connect to each other. So I believe that is very important. And also to, kama vile my friend amesema ati unafaa uangalie sura, watu wako na masura personal. I believe sura sio yenye inafaa kuanza, kwa sababu kuna mademo wako na masura poa. Utaleta huyu utaona mwingine ako na sura. So I believe sura is not the main thing, but of course sura is good, but the body comes last after the other factors. So I don't know if you can add something.
No, I think you said very well. There's no wrong or right answer. It has to do more of knowing who you are. That's the beginning we said, right? You must know who you are as a person. That's the foundation. Know who you are. Once you know who you are, then you know the value and things that you can compromise on, right? So once you know your value, that's when you can search or pursue those values in person. So if don't give you in the ninyongera, but that's like the main core.
Again, attraction is not love, so can be it's just a lust. And Solomon amesema that a beautiful woman with an empty head is like a pig with a gold ring on his nose. So unaweza ona msichana, she's beautiful, but she's just a pig with a gold nose, or a gold ring on its nose. So the face comes not first.
Yeah, thank you so much. Kidogo too, before we move on to the next question, I have a question in the concern, and I'll say this in my language because mostly concerns our community. Harakantu Kevin yavuzeho hejuru yo gushaka umuntu, then ukamenya ngo uyu ni umuntu wo mu muryango runaka gutya. I know maybe kubera ko icyo ni ikintu gikora kuri generation wenda y'abasaza n'ibindi, ni ibintu byozana debate itari ntoya. Mu gitondo hari akantu narimo ndeba uburyo Hitler yabashije kwirukana cyangwa se gutuma abanyesireri benshi b'abadage bapfa uko byagenze. Amategeko yashizeho, nuvuga ngo yashizeho amategeko abiri mu igihugu cyari Germany, ngo rangize bazana indi form ya citizenship bitaga rage. Nuvuga ngo ntabwo ari buri muntu wese wagomba kugira iyo ID, wagomba kuyigira ari uko ufite inkomoko mu badage, like uri pure, umudage pure, udafite like babyitaga impurities, ibintu byanduza amaraso y'abadage. Uri umuntu ukomoka handi ntabwo wemerwaga kugira iyo citizenship, ntabwo wemerwaga kwambara habe n'ihuzu ifite ibara risa n'ibara ryabo, bari bafite ibyo bintu. Barangiza bashiraho n'itegeko ryo kugira gutege kuvuga ngo ntabwo bagomba kana abantu je amaraso. Kubera iki propaganda yiwe yari uko nibakomeza kubyarana bakora intermarryinga, purity ya Germans izarangira ishiri. So abishira mu bantu nyine bagira ubwo bwoba. Ese izo mpungenge nje sinazigira ko ikintu yavuze ko gisa nkaho kirimo kirakora kuri ibyo bintu. What do you say about that?
That's a good question. Ni kibazo kunze to debate on as a society, especially the Banyamulenge society. So nkireba kubiri sibyo. I believe that you should judge a person by their character. Sibyo. That's first. Ariko kandi in a spiritual level, it's good to do research y'umuryango, kubera ko ni ibintu bizakurikirana n'abazagukomokamo. Sibyo. It's a generation thing. It goes, it's an inheritance. You inherit it. Urumva. So, kugira umenye muri uwo muryango, first you need to be a prayerful person. Kugira ngo nimba wemeye gukundana n'uwo muhungu cyangwa se n'uwo mukobwa, on a spiritual level you must be strong. Kwera hari intambara uzahura nazo. Sibyo. So be mature enough to stand your ground and pray about it and break it. No mu gihe mutaranabyarana. No mu gihe mutarana having a, you know, sexual relation muri mariage. Ukabyataka bitaragufata. Urumva? So is it the right thing to do? No. Ariko it's very important thing to do. Sindi kukubwira ntugashaka uriya muhungu kubera nyine iwabo bafite ingeso cyangwa umukobwa. No, but be mature enough to stand your ground in prayer kugira ngo ntibigakurikirane n'urubyaro rwawe. Sibyo? Thank you.
So hari umuntu ufite akabazo hejuru ya question 1. Okay.
Reka mbaze mu Kinyarwanda nta kibazo mu Kinyamurenge. Baze Esther. As Christian cyangwa se umuntu wize Yesu Kristo, I don't believe ko nimba papa cyangwa sogokuru yararaguzaga cyangwa yari umurozi, right? Njyewe nkizera Yesu Kristo, sinizera ko ikizazi cyanje kizankomokamo gishobora kuba umurozi. Ndabyizera, niko byizera as a born again umuntu wize Yesu Kristo. Kandi the Bible says if anyone is in Christ is a new. Yeah, so sizi ko bitanga umuco neza kuri akantu.
So I understand what you're saying, Sibyo. As a Christian, ibyo ntabwo, technically speaking, ibyo ntabwo dukwiye kubyemera ntabwo dukwiye kwemera ko byo tubaho. Sibyo. Ariko Kristo, igihe wewe wemeye Kristo, wemeye in your spirit, ntuziko asobanura ngo umuntu agizwe n'ibintu bitatu. There is a spirit, there is a body, and there is mind, right? So when you receive Christ in your heart, your spirit gets renewed. Ariko ibyo bindi, mind na body, bisaba, it's a process, it's a journey. Kubera ko ushobora kuri umukristo ukaguma gusambana, suko bishaka aho ukisanga wasambanye, then ukavuga oh my God, why? Ukanabisengera nk'aba muntu wafashe iminsi 3 yabisengera ageze mu nzu yamabishikiramo. Urumva? So igihe rero wakijijwe ni umwuka. Urumva umwuka wawe uri protected. Kera wahawe seat in the heaven, you seated with Christ in heaven. But ibintu dukwiye kumenya nuko ibintu muri iyi si ndetse n'isi ifashwe n'ama principles. Kugira ubu mukire ni principle wubakaho. Sibyo? Kugira ubu umupasiteri ni principle wubakaho. Kugira ugire urugo rwiza ni principle. Umwana wawe ashobora kutahinduka umurozi nkase, ariko hari ibintu bibakurikirana. Effect of that. Urumva ugasanga umwana wawe maybe he become a failure in things. It's not necessary ko nawo bazaba, you know, umurozi or whatever you want to say, but there's consequences that follow them because there's the principle. It's a covenant that happened between grandpa n'ibyo bihego. There is a covenant, so you must break a covenant. Sinzi nimba wumvishije ngahe mugabo wanje.
Wenda nongeraho yabivuze. Spiritually we are safe, we are clean, we are perfect and everything, but mentally our mind has to be renewed, right? So checking up the background of someone, I think there's nothing wrong with that because you want to know this person and you want, on her spiritual level, you can deal it in prayer and deal it with renewing of their mind, you know, talking to this person, knowing what they are dealing with, if it is how they can deal with it, mentally and also spiritually. So I think as long as we are born again, but we are still fighting in our mind, and we want to grow and grow and grow. So I think that's what I can say.
Yes, I also have a question on that issue. Can a child inherit a bad habit from his or her parent?
Yes. Remember, even the Bible tells us that we have inherited the Abrahamic blessings. So if we are able to inherit the blessings, then we can inherit the curse as well. So nimba papa koze tuzi ko abagabo ngo uyu mubyeyi akora ibyiza ngo bigarukira abana, right? So nimba papa koze ibyiza nabyo bizatugarukira. We're not immune to it.
Yeah, but no child nta mwana uvuka ari mubi.
Right.
Umwana wese ahinduka mubi within the environment that he's in.
Actually, abana bose bavuka ari babi ari abanyabyaha. So they are born sinners. Ntabwo bahinduka abanyabyaha. So I think that's another topic.
Yes, we should marry outside our community. Because when I marry a person out of our community, it doesn't mean that I've married the whole community. But there is some good people in every community. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. My answer is also yes. We should marry from a different tribe. Because when you marry, you are not marrying the community, you are marrying the personality. Yeah, as long as that person has the personality that you want, you don't base on tribe, but you base on the person. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Bonke Muhumure. I am for yes. And I have various reasons that I want to present to you this evening. This question, I think it is vivid, especially for us, the Banyamulenge community, because I believe, and I hope you will join me, because the major challenge and the result as to why we are in this country, it is because of our way of doing things. We isolate ourselves. And I've seen this from experience. I remember way back to around 2014-15 onwards. In my place, we had a lot of challenges. People being killed, being kidnapped at night. Reason being the natives were claiming that we are denying them to marry our own girls. I hope that one is understood. Secondly, from the reasons that I myself, and from what the guys have presented us, none of them did mention that my principles, this person has to be a Mnyamulenge. None of them did say that. Therefore, the sole reason as to why, or rather a way that we should base our argument who to marry, if it is about the character and so forth, let it be that, not the tribe. That is why we're saying it is worth to marry that person, provided he's got what you believe in as a person. Maybe if I can wind up, it's another good thing. We can be honest. There are some aspects that we value from other communities that maybe a character in one doesn't have. Why denying yourself a chance because of that? Also, it's another thing of exploration, Bana. You have to taste the taste of the other side, if I can. Right? And also, that's a by the way, all right. And also, it's a good thing, insemination. We should give right to our own children to have other genes. You can imagine a whole generation with, if it's blood group A, all of us we are group A. Who is going to donate blood to the others? Give a chance to, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, and also for financial purposes, that is a minor whatever, but I think my argument is that. Thank you.
Now let's clap for them again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. I have a concern, or maybe a question. Is there any group, the groups that presented question 1, is there any group that came up with a negative answer? Please, I would like to hear from you. Please come forward, come forward. I would like to hear from you. I want to hear that point that negates that. We can all agree to disagree, right? Yeah, it's not a must, we agree. So you can have another idea on why we should not marry from other tribes.
So thank you again. According to our group, our answer was no. Simply because if you marry a girl or a woman from a different tribe, firstly we said it would be difficult to say from our tribe, our Wanyamulenge, when mom na dad wakiwa na shida, they will come to their family first. Wazee. So, but let me say I marry let me use a Kenyan girl, I marry a Kenyan lady, then we had a problem. Then according to their culture, they're not allowed to call for the family, for the, let's say, to solve that problem. So it will be difficult for us to solve that problem because we are not of the same culture. Or, hatutoki yani place moja, hatuwezi elewana. Another one is poor communication or faithful. Let's say an example, during that war, genocide war, if you are a man and you have a woman who is a Hutu, you are supposed to kill that woman because it is not from your tribe, okay? Or during election 2007, this Kenya, those tribe wars. If you are marrying a Jaluo and you are Kikuyu, you are supposed to kill that woman. Because of what? Because of different tribes. So according to our group, we said no because of those reasons. Thank you.